Today we're going to be doing a quick review on the Tramontina 18-inch machete, so please stick around. What's going on, everybody? So I'm back with another really quick review. There will be segments to this in Myog Monday coming up on the Tramontina 18-inch machete. Now, I was walking around Lowe's recently, and I was surprised, even shocked, to find that they sell these Tramontinas in Lowe's. I couldn't believe it. And for $19.99. Well, I ended up buying two of them, and I'm going to modify them right out of the sheath. They're dull, okay? It's got a little bit of an edge bevel on it, but it tapers off right here. In fact, you can see it's flat right there, and then it just starts coming in. So right out of the sheath you need to sharpen them. They're not the sharpest, and the handles, these wood handles, are very blocky, and there's a actually there's a big, I can fit my whole fingernail in there. So these scales are actually taller than the full tang of the blade. So really, to make these comfortable and usable, you got to reshape this handle, you got to sharpen the blade, you got to put a little bit of work into them. Now, it's an 18-inch blade like it says here, and I'm going to get you a nice close-up look. Let me turn the ring light off. There we go. Get my thumb out of the way. Get you a nice close-up look on this label. And you can get the UPC number and all that good stuff. And literally, they're just hanging with this little dangler on a peg hook in my local Lowe's. The only difference here is they had a zip tie around this, so you just couldn't pull it out of the sheath and go Jason Voorhees on everybody in the store. And if you don't know who Jason Voorhees is, oh Lord, I don't know what to tell you. So, some specs on these, and I got a little story too. So let's get through the specs. The overall length is 23 inches, blade length 18 inches. The steel is 1070 high carbon, and they do take an excellent edge. The steel, this whole steel blank, is actually punched out, and they are made in Brazil. The thickness of the blades is 2.2 millimeter, and they are 1.1 pound weight. Now, the cool thing is, I was in the Army, and we spent some time in South America. So when I saw this, I immediately knew who Tramontina was. There's Tramontina, there's a Musca, and there was a third brand of machete that, for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the brand. But I do remember that they had stamped in the blade, made in El Salvador, where this one, Tramontina, is from Brazil. So if anybody knows which one is made in El Salvador, the brand, I'm really trying to remember the brand name. And that's kind of my story. When I was in South America, we all got machetes at the local PX. And they were all of South American manufacture. There was the Ontario Knife Company one, you could get that one, which is from North America. It's a good machete. They're all good machetes. The only difference between Latin machetes like this and the Ontario Knife Company or a North American machete is the thickness of the blade. These are thinner, alright, and the North American ones are usually thicker for cutting through heavier stuff. So you got a little bit more mass. However, it's always been my experience with machetes and other large blades that it's a trade-off depending on your length, your mass, and etc. Because the heavier the blade is, the quicker it's going to wear you out if you're using it a lot. I'd rather have a little bit lighter blade and have it a little bit longer like this so I can reach stuff, and you can still cut quite a bit with this when it's properly sharpened. So that's pretty much it. Gives you a good look at a Tramontina right out of the package. Another cool thing is, in South America, we didn't get a sheath like this. They were selling the machetes just like this. No sheath. And I was really surprised to see a sheath. But then again, this is a North American market. They're probably done this way so they can be marketed here in North America. They're not going to sell something like this, I don't think, without a sheath. So that's really cool. The sheath is what it is. It's some kind of synthetic, probably a nylon. And it's pretty firm. Whether or not it holds up long term, who knows? But for $19.99, what can you expect? You can purchase these machetes online at different places. I've seen them on Amazon. MacheteSpecialist.com is pretty infamous as far as machetes. So they are out there and you can get them. So let me get my scale up here and we're going to check the weight on this, and I'm going to also give you the weight in metric since that wasn't in the specs. So let me go grab that and I'll be right back. Have the scale set up and zeroed here to pounds, and just the machete is weighing in at 1 pound, 1 ounce, 1 1/4 ounce. Excuse me, 1 pound and 1 1/4 ounce. Say that really fast 3 times, I dare you. Now we're going to put it in the sheath. So machete and sheath is weighing in at 1 pound, 5 3/8 of an ounce. Not terrible. Okay, let's put that on metric. And the machete is weighing in at 490 grams with the sheath. 604 grams. Oh, 605. It's saying 605. I'll take it. So, not terribly heavy. Alright, I suppose that ties things up for this really brief review. Like I said, you do have to sharpen these before you use them. If you take this right out of the package and start hacking at stuff, yeah, you can knock some stuff down, but you're not going to make much headway. Another thing that I neglected to talk about is there is a coating on the flat of the blade here. They put that on at the factory, and it's just an anti-rust coating. So as this abrades over time, you will want to wipe the blade down with your choice of anti-rust type lubricant oil. I would use, me personally, I would use mineral oil because I use mineral oil on all my knives just because it's food safe and I don't want to have to carry a different oil with me or use a different oil on my tools. So I would use mineral oil. The spine of these, you got to watch out. It's very rough because it's punched out on a large press. But this edge, I can feel a huge burr back here. You really need to sharpen these. And then, like I said, it peters out right there, and this is all flat. This whole area right here is flat. So that'll complete our really brief review of the Tramontina Bush Machete 18-inch. And I hope you come back this Monday for the first part of our modifications in our Myog Monday on the Tramontina Machete. I'm really looking forward to doing this. I wish I had my old Tramontina that I had years ago, but when I left my military unit, a few of my buddies that stayed in, I gave them so much of my stuff. I thought I'd never need it again, and my machete was one of them. So, but now I got a new one. So I will see you hopefully back here on Monday, and I'll catch you all later out in the woods.